What's up, guys and gals? Iceman here. Welcome to Chilling Tales. So this one is a bear attack of the ages. It's potentially the most hideous, deadly, blood-curdling, bone-chilling bear attack that ever occurred. It involved 40-plus children. And to my understanding, every single one of them went to the grave. And in some cases, in many pieces. This one isn't for the faint of heart. Some would say this was a miraculous event. Some would say that these bears were hell-bent on this episode. And I'm telling you guys, according to many, all right, I'm talking like millions and millions of people, all right? I'm not even kidding you guys. I'm talking about billions of people throughout history. Consider this to be a real account, all right? They consider this to be a real bear attack. And you can go ahead and let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts are on it. And if you will, like this video, subscribe to the page, and paw the bell so you're notified next time I post a video. And blessings to my patrons and channel members. May your contributions be brought back to you sevenfold. Condolences of the Creator. Which actually segues well into this video. So basically, these were Syrian brown bears. All right, they're a little smaller than the Eurasian brown bear from Europe. But still, the Syrian ones can get about 500 plus pounds when they're larger. And these ones were females. And as many know, female brown bears in particularly are probably known to, in general, be the most aggressive. All right, they have it embedded in their nature to protect their cubs, even with their very lives. I mean, I've seen this video on YouTube. I don't recommend you guys watch it, but there's a mother brown bear. It might be a Syrian brown bear. Actually, I think it was the Eurasian one, but they're very similar. It was going down a set of train tracks with its cubs down this, and the train tracks were like on this sort of mountain edge. And the train was coming, right? So they were running away from the train, but the mother bear turned around and basically scolded the train, like, it tried to puff herself out for the train, and the train just kept coming, choo, 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 choo. So the bear turned around and ran some more with the cubs down the train tracks. They should have just veered off. But they didn't know any better. They didn't know that this thing was following the train tracks. So she turns around and she charges the train. All right, she's seeing this thing that was created by man that is thousands of times larger than she is. I mean, just the engine of it is many times her weight and size. And it's making this horrendous loud noise. There's steam coming out of it. And she charges this thing to her death. It's hard to watch. This is a real video that I saw on YouTube, all right? She charges the train and it runs her over. I think she barely veers off right at the end, and boom, she goes flying. And I think the little cubs got hit too. I'm not sure. It was just horrendous. But point being is that's how far these things will go. I just imagine the tenacity, the ferociousness that must have taken place on this day. So these bears mauled 42 young boys. All right? They came out of the woods, hell-bent on devastation. There's steam coming out of their mouths. Their eyes glowed with blood and aggression, tenacity, ferociousness, death. They were bent on death. It was their goal. They came out of the woods. The kids tried to scatter. And the two mother bears Just swipe after swipe, just standing up on their hind legs. Swipe, just boom. Just knocking these kids senseless, just scathing just cracking their necks, ripping parts of their faces off. These kids just go flying. And then the mother bears, they don't even have to take much time per child. And this wasn't a situation where they were trying to eat. Granted, maybe they did have a partial meal afterward. But this all happened so erratically, so quickly. The boys tried to huddle together. Because, in numbers, generally, the bears will dissipate. All right? We know this. I've seen many accounts of bear attacks. I've seen many bear attacks on video. All right, when you have numbers, they generally want to avoid, unless there's something wrong with the bears, unless there's something off about the bears, unless if something happened to the bears, unless if something was bestowed upon them. I'm telling you all, this is a very unusual circumstance. But the boys gathered together. You'd think you just all run separate directions. But these boys knew, they lived in the area back in the day of these bears, right? People knew how to enact with them. Just as we do today. People were more in touch with nature back then. Now they weren't sitting around in their freaking houses and cell phones all day. All right? They weren't just watching videos on the internet. And I recommend you guys get outside, but watch these videos. It's important to be informed. It's important to have perspective. Because these videos give us such. Be thankful you're not one of these kids. Or maybe wish that you were. Because at least then your worries would be over. Maybe it was a blessing in disguise. Some call it a curse, but perhaps it was a blessing in disguise that they didn't have to see the evil works done under the sun. That they got to check out early. All right? I can only wish upon them a swift death. And according to my mere assumptions, that's what they had. So they swarmed together. Get out of here, bear! Leave bear! Leave bear! Leave bear! So they would yell to them. But the bears, this basically consolidated the damage that they could do. It optimized this deadly attack. The kids swarmed together, and the mother bears got all the more ferocious. Just on top. Just kids flying, just chopping away at them. Boom, boom, boom. Kids flying everywhere. Boom, little carcasses. Boom, just ragdoll. You can't blame them. These kids were smart, all right? They were in touch with nature. It was culturally relevant to know how to handle these situations. They knew how to handle the damn situations. Hell, there's stories of Native American boys running out and slapping grizzlies on the butt, then running back to their friends, taunting the bears. It was just a game they'd play. But they knew that in numbers they were strong and they could keep distracting the bear. And they wouldn't split up and run away. If you did that, it'd kill one of you. The best defense is to stay together. We've seen this right here. The Spartans would do it. Remember that? They get in the movie 300, they get together with their shields. They hold their shields up. They all get together. They wouldn't just scatter. These boys got together. They were hoping that the bears would just leave or tire out. This was something unusual. It was something of the age. I'm telling you guys. There was something unnatural about this event. Sometimes we witness things like this today, only not to that extent. Sometimes animals just do things that you wouldn't expect them to do, that most of the time they wouldn't do it. Sometimes these creatures act erratically. And this is a extreme episode of that, with perhaps additional incentives or conjurations or whatever you call it. There's something spiritual about this event. The kids, She'll get up. Leave bear, leave bear, leave bear, leave bear, leave bear, leave bear, leave bear. They yell, leave bear, leave bear. There was like 20 of them still, just hoarded together. There's 20 others just strewn about, just arms, legs, necks, heads, everywhere. Blood, guts, livers, intestines, teeth, eyeballs, all over the damn place. I mean, maybe it wasn't that severe, but they were torn to pieces, all right? Some of them were torn to pieces. Many of them just took such a blunt force to their heads, they just couldn't survive it. They couldn't withstand it. Carcasses of these boys everywhere. The boys, all the more they'd hoard together. Get a leave bear, leave bear, leave bear. And the bear would just... And there were two of them. All right, one swing out, boom, 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 boom. Just this horde of these boys would just buckle down even more. They buckle down even more. They'd shield their heads, they'd shield their eyes, shield their faces. And eventually, they were just like a cluster of bodies, the ones that were still alive, trying to shield themselves. And these two bears just all the more. Just destroyed. Wow. It's almost unbelievable. The destruction was caused on that frightening day. So, if you guys don't know it, the reason this whole thing happened is because there is this man walking through an unfamiliar region. These boys surrounded him and were mocking him. Mocking his bald head, his withered body, his old age. And the way it goes is he cursed these boys. I'm telling you guys, billions of people believe in this account, all right? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Maybe you have something to say about it. Oh, Iceman, this never happened. Iceman, I don't believe it. Iceman, that's just mumbo jumbo. Go ahead. That's what this channel's for. All right? It's for perspective. It's for insights. It's for thought-provoking things. You see what I'm saying? It's for research. Iceman, I know that happened. Iceman. The story's been throughout my family for millennia. Iceman, no, that never happened. Iceman, those accounts are fake. Go ahead, let me know. Well, I'm just saying, I'm just a messenger, all right? The boys were mocking this guy with the bald head. He goes walking up this road, this path. There's woods to the side. Beautiful, vast wilderness. They're mocking him, they're mocking him, they're mocking him. The guy turns and he says something. I'll tell you what he said in just a minute here. He says something. And the bears come out of the wood. Nonetheless, the cluster is getting smaller and smaller. Now, the bears are now using their teeth. You know, at first they were just... They say that they could kill a grown man with the right angle and the right force, just with one swipe. Boom! Just across their head. Crack their neck and vertebrae. Get them in the jugular. Boom! Blood everywhere. You see what I'm saying? Just with one swipe. Boom! So think what they could do to a young boy. Boom! You know? Boom! These kids are flying everywhere. They're just scooping them up. Boom! 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 There's two mother bears, one on one side, one on the other. Boom! Boom! The boys start to cluster up, right? There's not many left at this point. They're shielding themselves. They can't believe what they're witnessing. It's nightmarish almost. I mean, they've seen all their friends just being torn to shreds. They shield themselves. The mother bear. Then they start picking them. Start pulling the boys' arms apart. Just cracking their neck. Just ripping their neck. Just cracking it. Paralyzing the boys. They bleed to death. Then they start mauling them individually. The few that are left, you know? It gets smaller and smaller, this cluster of living flesh that's trying to protect itself. It gets smaller and smaller as the bears keep just ripping them out of it. It's like a big sack of cotton, and they're just ripping the cotton out of the sack, you know? And it's getting smaller and smaller, and the boys are like, ah! And they're trying to protect themselves. And at that point, they start mauling them individually, like what you would generally see in a bear attack today. The bear swipes you down, it gets on top of you, and then it just mauls into you, boom, boom, and then it grabs you by the shoulder, thrashes you around like a pit bull, grabs you by the neck, tosses you, slams you into the ground, gets on top of it again, digs into you like it's digging into a root. And I mean, it just tears you apart. You know, your ribs get exposed, your head gets ripped off. I mean, all sorts of things. I've heard it all. Your intestines are spilling out of you. All right, the bear's ripping them out like spaghetti. And you can't handle it. You just go into shock and you die. You have a heart attack, you bleed to death. You die from the trauma. You die from the impact. But they rid them all. And all you have are these two bears standing over this pile of just dead, torn to pieces flesh everywhere. All right? But I'm telling you guys, I mean, I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are. Like I said, billions of people believe in this account, all right? I'm just a messenger. Here's the kicker. It's in the Bible. All right, here's the verse. It's real quick, but tell me what you think of it. I mean, that's why I'm here, you know? I'm just giving you guys the information, all right? But this is 2 Kings 2:24. 2 Kings 2:23 is where it begins. Then he went up from there to Bethel. And as he was going up by the way, young lads came out from the city and mocked him and said to him, "Go up, you bald head, go up, you bald head." When he looked behind him and saw them, he cursed them in the name of the Lord. Then 2 female bears came out of the woods and tore up 42 lads of their number. It's about a guy named Elisha, is what it says. I think he turned into Elijah. I don't really know, or that's what his name changed to. Or no, I might be wrong. His name was Elijah. It says before this, Elisha succeeds Elijah. So Elijah, this is the... What about him? I don't know. I think it says he was some old guy who was a prophet or something who the Lord obviously had favor of according to these texts, all right? So these boys are mocking this guy, this vessel of God, and they get to reap the results of that. You know, I don't know how extreme it was, but I mean, that's what it says. And the bears came out of the woods and mauled 42 of them. All right, you guys take it as you will. Let me know in the comments. I mean, this very well could be the most gruesome, nightmarish, determined bear attack that I've ever told on this channel and that ever happened to this day, all right? This could be the greatest bear attack in history. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on it and like this video. Again, if you guys want to support the channel, become a patron. No sponsors here, all right? I'm not trying to get you guys to buy some cheap crap or whatever. No sponsors, you know? So you guys are my sponsors. Appreciate y'all. Become a patron. Link in the description below. Become a channel member. And I will talk to you all tomorrow with more chilling tales from the Iceman.